It's going to be 90 something degrees the next 2 days and then a week of rain. So it looks like today is some outdoors things before we spend the next week inside. So now the question is, do we make this path all windy turny, or do you just make it a straight shot? And is today the day we get rid of that thing? I hate that thing. I'm going to have to figure something better out in the future. This is not working. I don't know how I can. I've tried so many times. I'm gonna have to scooch. So according to my husband, I'm the perfect height for him, but I am also not this short. I'm scooching down a little bit so I can be in the frame, but also my hair is drying in a weird, it's doing its own thing. And now it's a little bit out of the shot, which is great. So yeah, dinner. Dinner tonight, we have all this campfire wood. So it's inspired by mountain pies. And I'm going to show you how we do our pizza one at home using some of our garden ingredients. So yeah, let's cook with the German. I'm already beginning by showing you something you pick up from the store, even though I'm talking about buying things from, or bringing things in from the garden. We use canned tomatoes. And why? Because we let them drain all day, and then it's a little bit thicker because moisture is going to ruin a mountain pie. And so we just use canned peeled tomatoes, and even with puncturing it, it's still so runny. We just roughly cut out our stewed tomatoes, and I use glass bowls. I love I have a love-hate relationship with Tupperware. I hate it, mostly because they never stack right. I can never find the right lid, and it is an unneeded stress in my life. So for some reason, glass storage containers work better, plus they're easier to clean. You don't get that red film on the inside that never goes away. I am still using this slotted drainage spoon. It's like a colander S type of spoon. This is because we're going to prep this. I'm gonna put about, I don't know, let's say a generous half. And I have some fresh basil leaves from the garden space, which I am going to put in. And we're growing 2 varieties this year, so why not mix both of them in? A real range of and depth of basil flavor. And then I'm not having a whole lot of luck with onions this year, but I grew this and I'm proud of it, and it's going to be delicious. And we're going to use it. We typically like red onions on the top as a pizza topping anyway. There's something about them not needing to be cooked all the way, and their like pungent flavor is something that we enjoy. So this just goes into our very rustic pizza sauce for our pies later. And then we're very big into garlic in our house. And I know that there are some people that don't care for it. I used to be somebody that didn't cook with it until, I want to say 12 years ago. And it has really leveled up on my cooking game. So I'm just taking a generous clove from the head of garlic. And I'm just gonna toss this in as well. And then we use oregano for that distinguishable pizza herb. We do crushed red pepper. We like a lot of heat to our food. We also like bitterness. So I'm going to add some black peppercorn. And now I'm just going to take the other half of the cut tomatoes and layer that on top. And then I'm just gonna let this sit and continue to drain. And I'll come back and rotate it a little bit and let that drain. And then I will come back and prep them into our mountain pies. With magic of editing, it's now later, as you can see by my backlighting reflection in the dark window. I have pulled out my drained pizza sauce. Now it really comes down to putting pizza together as a sandwich, which I'm going to do. So one of us is lactose intolerant, so we use Cabot cheddar as our pizza cheese of choice. And we enjoy potato bread, so for a evening of guilty pleasure on the campfire, we're going to assemble some mountain pies. All right, so it's really just as simple as putting together a sandwich. So I put the cheese down first. Boop. And then take a healthy scoopful of our pizza sauce and add that. So another reason outside of just soggy bread is when everything heats up in the fire pit and you bite into your mountain pie and this like boiling tomato juice spews out everywhere, it is not pleasant. So the less of that there is, the better. And then before going out to the fire pit, like to just put a generous dab of Earth Balance. And that way it's one less step to worry about out there of putting it in and flipping it over. But also if you do both sides now, then you have like this greasy plate, whether it's a paper plate or what, and it's like a gross feeling to me. So I'm going to take these things and go out to the fire pit. You're gonna have to bear with me. I'm not quite sure about how this lighting situation is gonna work, but this is our mountain pie iron. You can see it opens up. It's like a little panini press in a way. I'm terrible at this. I put the already greased side down, and then I grease the other side. And then it goes into a hot pocket area. I always like to rotate mine halfway. That way I know that there is even heat cooking. And then there's always two things that are a gamble. One is knowing when to check it for being done. The other issue is when you want to have one pie after the next, you sort of want two iron, because I always have them cool down in between so you can handle them. See if I can throw some leaves on and get some light. All right, so that's better. Do you guys have these? My nephews came up a couple years ago and they had them like well equipped as their camping standard, and they were new to me. But I will say, you can always learn something from an 8-year-old. No, it's officially my first start day to my 60-day challenge of personal growth to myself. And I'm not quite sure if you guys have established your own list and how that's going, but today is the end of day 1. I did something that has been a point of contention looking at for years now, and I no longer have to look at it. And I was also able to accomplish and free up, I literally unlocked the map on a part of our property that we can now play bocce ball or whatever that bag toss game is. I forget what it's called. Cornhole. Now we have a place to play cornhole. But today feels good. It might be one of few times that feels good during this process. I expect there to be some resistance and discomfort, but today was a good day and feel a lot of gratitude for that. So with that being said, remember to always keep growing. I'll share more with you soon. Tschüss.